Okay, guys, this program it's just a land calculation. Let's read it real quick. It says 1 acre of land is equivalent to 43,560 square feet. Write a program that calculates the number of acres in a tract of land with 389,767 square feet. So the purpose of the program is to calculate the number of acres in a tract of land. Okay, and I give you the calculation up here. You can use these numbers. We'll make them dynamic, and we won't hard code it, but you can surely enter these numbers into your program if you want. I give you the calculation. It's not supposed to be a hard math problem. We're programming here, so you divide the number or the size of the tract of land. So you would take 389,767 square feet and divide it by 43,560 square feet. You will need to ask the user to enter the total number of square feet. That's this number right here of the land. Once you have the square feet, you will need to set the number of acres. That's your division problem. And then you'll need to get, so that keyword get, the number of square feet. So we'll return that back into main. So let's look at our nouns. Land calculation. Okay, circle your noun, underline your verbs. What do we got here? Acre, land, square feet. Over here in verbs, I just saw our first verb. That's right. Okay, then we see the word program. Calculates. Number of acres, tract of land, see the word divide. I don't know, there's a bunch in that sentence. Size of the tract of land. So we kind of already have that, size of an acre, to get the number of acres. Number of acres. Ask. What we got down here? User. Whoops. Users down there, what I see? Enter. Sorry. Enter. Total number of square feet. I mean, we kind of already have that. Once you have the square feet, you will need to set. So here we go. This is where we're getting it. We need to, well, and I would do this. I'd say we need to set tot num square feet. Okay. We also need to set. Once you have the square feet, you will need to set the number of acres. Set num acres. Okay. You will then need to get num acres. Okay. So again, we took this. Excuse me. We took this fairly long paragraph and turned it into. All right, these are our important keywords, okay? And in this, some of them aren't even important because we're not going to use user. So let's. Is there a way that I can? Let me see here. Is there a pencil tool? I'd like to just cross those off. I could just do this real quick. Screen sketch. But if we look at this, some of these are definitely we're not even going to use. We're not going to use this one. We're not going to use this one. The user's always entering information, and we're always writing a program. Write we're not going to do. Ask we're not going to do. Enter we're not going to do. Now, we are going to calculate and divide, but those aren't going to be our methods. So I'm going to cross those out. We won't use those. We will use all of these. We're not going to use tract of land. Number of acres we'll use because that's going to get the num acres. And I even entered that twice, so I'll just cross that one. I already had it right there. So square feet will be important because we need to get the total number of square feet. That will line up here. This will line up here. And here because we need to set it. Land, acre we're going to definitely need to use. Land calculation is going to be the name of our class. So we got square feet, acre, and we'll take square feet divided by acre to get the number of acres. So really we're using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words from this whole thing. So we've narrowed this down, and that's helpful. Okay, that's very helpful. So let me delete that, and let me close this because I'm going to have to scroll down here. Alright, let me see if I can make this a little bit larger here too. Alright, there we go. That's a pretty good size. Alright, so now go back in, create a screen sketch. So we create our UML model. So land, it's going to be the name of our class, okay? And remember, we're going to have like enter the tote num. Oops. Let's do that. Let's have double tote num square feet. We would have a double acre, and that's actually, we'll make that final. Okay, I'll show you what the word final means, but we'll make that final. And then we'll have double tote num acres. And then we got our methods. We're going to have a public void set tote num square feet, and that's what we'll pass this in, okay, from main. And then we'll have a public void set tote num acres. And since we'll have the total number of square feet and the acre in there, we don't need to pass anything into it. And then we'll just have a public, and we'll double. So this means we're going to return something here because it's not void. We'll get the tote num acres. Okay. And so basically now we can just take this and program straight to NetBeans, and it should be pretty easy. We've got our variables and we got our methods. Okay, so I'm going to delete this and go on to, actually I just got to close it. Let me open up NetBeans, file, new project, next, call it main land calculation. Right, main Okay, then we'll right click here and say new Java class. Call it land calculation. Finish. Alright, so we need to import the java.util.scanner class. Ooh. Scanner my scanner equals new scanner. It allows us to create a scanner object. So we'll then do, we can just do our, it doesn't say to create a constructor, so we'll just do land calculation my land equals new land calculation. And then we'll say, system.out.println, and we will please enter the total number of square feet, and we'll say double tot num square feet equals my scanner.next double. Okay, and then what do we need to do? We need to just my land calculation dot set tot num square feet. We'll pass in the tot num square feet. Okay, so there's an error there because there we go, tot num. Okay, so there's an error there because we haven't created that method yet, so we'll do that in a minute. Now what we need to my land calculation dot set tot acres, and then we can do and then we can say what my land calculation dot get tot acres. Okay, so there's errors on all these because we haven't created them yet, but we're going to set the number of square feet, set the total acres, and then we'll get them. Okay, so we can go in here. So we need to public void set tot what did I call it? Set tot num acres. Set tot num square feet, and we have to pass in double tot num square feet. We'll say my tot num square feet equals tot num square feet. Okay, we just got to define a couple variables. My tot num square feet. Okay, next one, public void set tot acres. Let me just make sure that's what it is. Set tot acres. Yep, notice how the errors went away. Okay, so we're going to do this right here. We've got this final double acres, an acre, and that's equal to, how many square feet was that? I forget. An acre is 43,560 square feet. So 43,560 square feet. Now this word final is kind of interesting. It makes sure that the programmer cannot change what an acre is later on, because an acre has been this number of square feet probably for hundreds, maybe even thousands of years. So I couldn't go down here and say acre equals 10,000. Okay, that's important because you could have 1,000 lines of code and you don't want a programmer at the very bottom changing up a final variable. Okay, so once a final variable is set, that's what it's set to. So 43,560. Okay. And then we need tot num acres. Okay, so tot num acres is equal to my tot num square feet divided by acre. Okay, and then we just get it. Public double get tot acres, and then we need to return, because we're returning the double data type, tot num acres. Okay, so let's run this. Let's say we just had 43,560. That should return 1 acre because, okay. So if we doubled that, what would that be? I'm just trying to run the 43,560 times 2. 87,120. So we ran this, 87,120. We should get 2. All right, we know our math works, so this works good. Okay, you know, maybe we could enter in. We got a 1,000,000 square foot lot. Okay, that's almost 23 acres. Okay, so this works, and you guys should be pretty okay now with arithmetic operators and, you know, our set methods and our get, our mutator. Mutators are sets. Something's changing in here. You know that because there's an equal symbol. This is a mutator. There's an equal symbol. And our accessor, you can think of it as accessing. It's returning information. So that's our accessor method. So you guys should be getting pretty good at that by now. So